Alright, we're on to page 5, letter E. Alright, so this is y equals the square root of x minus 2. Okay. If you think of the graph of this function is going to look like this. Okay. So thinking about the graph is not necessary, but if you do, it helps to deduce what it's going to be. So looking at this picture, I'm pretty sure it's going to be symmetrical with nada. It's not going to be symmetrical with anything. X-axis, it would have to have the same image going out this way. Y-axis, it'd have to be going down. Origin, it'd almost be something like going down like that. Okay? So it has no symmetry. It's probably not going to have any symmetry with anything. Okay? Also to note, this minus 2 actually means what? It's a shift to the right. Remember, when it's associated with x, it's always the opposite. So x minus 2 means you're shifting the function to the right. If I'm shifting the function to the right, it's going to lose any sense of symmetry that it would have, at least with the y-axis, right? So there we have it. To test it, and I'm going to go kind of fast here. We're going to start with x, making x negative. And what's interesting to note here, you may say, well, Mr. Anderson, if I multiply through by negative 1, I can change the signs. Well, that's not actually true. If you multiply through by negative 1, you're going to end up getting this. Okay? Because this is inside the square root, we can only affect what's on the outside. Okay? He's locked and safe at home. He can't be affected by anything. So multiplying through by negative 1 really doesn't do anything other than make the outsides negative. So because I can't change this negative x here, it's not going to be symmetrical with the y-axis. Okay? So next we go test for the x-axis. So I can go ahead and make y negative. Okay? And I think it's pretty clear that if you multiply through by negative 1, you're going to get a negative square root of x minus 2, which does not match the original equation. So, not going to work. Not x-axis. Alright, cool. Make them both negative. Well, you're going to run into the same problem that you ran into up here, right? Because the negative is inside. So we know, oops, I'm going to make that negative inside. So now that's in the inside, it can't be with the origin. And what I'm going to argue here is that if I multiply through by negative 1, I actually get right back here, right? And that's not good. That's no good. So, oops, no. Ooh, let me tell you right. Okay, this is positive. So when I multiply through by negative 1, I'm actually going to get y equals negative. Sorry about that, guys. It's going to get this. So it's not actually the same thing as above, because the negative's on it was positive here, and now it's negative. Okay, but still, independent of that, it's not going to be the same equation. And because it's not the equation, we're not going to say with the origin. Okay, so anytime you have a function, this outside one is a function, but you have a function and a function. If you have any sort of translation, it's most likely going to be a no-go for anything. All right, keep these patterns in mind. They will help you on the tests. They'll help to make sure you just sure that, hey, my answers, they do make sense. This is what you always want to do in math. The more you understand of math, the more you can look at problems in different ways, the more likely you are to avoid getting the incorrect answer, and more importantly, to get to the correct answer. All right, see you in the next video.